And we are recording, Mr. Mo.
Heyo. Okay, now I'm ready. I'm ready.
Try to. Story time, baby. We're back. And someone's a little stoned. I can't say anything. I'm also a little stoned. It's going to be a great time. So let's fucking get to it. We're going to do this in 3, 2, 1.
What are you doing?
Testes in my mouth.
Get on the ground, you fucking pledge!
Ew.
Welcome to the greatest podcast experience of your life. This is the FratChat Podcast.
All young men like 3 things. Food, booze, pussy.
Featuring Carlos Garcia and Chris Moore.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasting time. It's a holiday edition, baby. It's the FratChat Podcast. I'm Carlos Garcia with CMO Moore. How's it going, Mr. Moore?
What's up, man? I'm good. Here's my Christmas tree.
Ah, look at that. Little tree. Hey, dude.
I love Christmas. But you know what, though? I'm definitely not going to leave it up till May, like some people.
Well, if the tree lives, it stays up. I'm not. I'm
fake.
pro tree life, unlike some people. You know, just saying.
Tree lives don't matter.
All tree lives matter. Now the vegans gonna come after you. My tree's name is Steve, and he's alive. And now it's over.
Can I tell you that someone from Chicago, when I was there last, was all panties all in a twist about rat birth control. Did I tell you about this?
What?
So in Chicago, they give their rats birth control so they don't reproduce. So they're using science.
Just give them little condoms.
Yeah. Because rats have huge balls.
Teeny tiny condoms. They have huge balls. That's true.
It's like disproportionate to the body. You know, it's like if
I
we
don't know how it
had
doesn't
two
get
bowling balls.
caught. Yeah, but it's like when you see them like in the subway tracks. Like I don't know how it doesn't get like caught in the tracks because they're fucking dragging around 2 oranges there. And they're the size of, like half an orange. So
Yeah,
it is. It's weird. Interesting. Anyway,
well,
now
so
we're talking about rat balls. Go on.
So this person was like one of those I guess PETA weirdos, and was like,
Right.
like all animals have rights. And I was like, no, it's a rat. Like I was like, the rats like killed people back during like the bubonic plague.
Yeah. And wow, you said that in 1.5 tries too. Good job.
Thanks.
Yeah, rats are the thing is, for example, like pet rats are pretty cute. I freak out when I see a city rat. I'm sorry, I do. I don't like it. They're gross. I can't help it. It's just the thing is, they jump out of nowhere, and that just makes you jump.
They don't know
already,
boundaries.
But they're also super dirty. Yeah, exactly. And sometimes, like, I've been in situations where I'm coming up the stairs, for example, and then a rat is at the top of the stairs, and we meet like eye to fucking eye. And I'm like, if this shit jumps in my face, I'm gonna die. Like, I'm gonna die because I'm gonna fall backwards on these stairs. If that fall doesn't kill me, I'm just gonna jump into the tracks because the fucking rat touching my face would be game fucking over. So that's the problem. And in New York City alone, there's something like 200 rats per one person, or something like that. And that number might even be way smaller than what it actually is. Like, there's millions and millions of rats. And you know what makes it worse? They have these rats. I forget what the phenomenon was called, but they all get tangled up by the tail. So they kind of have to fucking like literally like become one organism to survive. And they just like fucking roam together. And eventually, though, some of the rats will die. And the problem is they still can't get untangled. So they'll stay with the fucking group. And eventually, hopefully they like, fucking fall off and shit. But otherwise, they're just dragging around this corpse.
Oh my
and it's a
God.
real fucking thing. Google it. It's terrifying. And you'll fucking never see rats again.
Let me
So
tell
let
you,
one of those motherfuckers come at that guy, and he'll
I
be
will
like,
not.
"Birth control for rats."
I will not be googling that, but I should let that guy Google it. I watched this thing on TikTok the other day where um this guy was doing like some stupid like YouTube like show interviewing people with like one of those little miniature microphones, and he and these girls threw
Right.
something at this woman. This woman turned around and which just wasn't having it. He messed with the wrong bitch, or the right bitch on the wrong
Good.
day. She pulled out her
Yeah.
feminine pad and slapped him in the face with it. She pulled out a bloody pad and slapped him across the face with it.
That's self-defense, right?
And in that split, some people are like, wow, she deserves a medal. And other people are like, no, she's unhinged. I feel like he
No,
should
that's
have thrown anything at
self-defense.
her. Yeah,
He hit her first,
correct.
which with a weapon, which means that in this case, she retaliated with a weapon that wasn't deadly in any way. No. It was as insulting. If not, she was topping the insult with another insult. Yes, it's very disgusting. Now, if she had like an STD or something like that could transfer, who knows? That changes the argument altogether.
Ugh,
But no, I think this is a
yucky.
case of self-defense. And while it is yucky, I side with
The
with
lady?
the gross goo pad with the period lady. Let's call her period Patty. I side with her,
Patty.
and literally that is the right bitch on the wrong time. Wrong time of the month. That is. So, honestly, I love seeing videos where these idiots finally get what's theirs because there's some annoying ones out there. There's some that are fun. There's some that are really fucking annoying. Like when you get to the point of touching other people and like hitting them and shit, let someone fucking punch you, bitches. But there's some cool influencers out there though. But whatever. Anywho, Mr.
Anyhow,
Mo, it's time for
yeah.
us to hear from the emails from the listeners. Oh yeah. Now I'm not gonna lie. I have to say, this might be one of the wildest emails from the listeners I've personally picked up, and it's a little long, so I'm gonna let you go first. I gotta take this one second. You're not gonna believe this shit. So go ahead, you go first.
Well, my email's from Greg from Georgia. GG. G
Oh,
squared.
double G. Yeah. Oh, G squared.
And
Go on.
this is short and sweet. He just wrote, what's one conspiracy theory you fully believe, but only after 2 beers? I don't know. I think I believe in a lot of conspiracy theories.
There's some good
Like,
ones out there.
I think that the government knows about aliens, and I think,
Oh, they definitely do.
right?
Definitely.
But only after 2
1,000%.
beers. You know what? After a couple beers,
I don't
I
even need to
think,
be after 2 beers to believe that. I think they know.
after a couple beers, I think that I could be convinced that that Charlie Kirk's death was an inside job.
Ooh.
I've heard people say
Ooh.
that. Because it was just so,
Ooh.
because the aftermath, the funeral was just so like performative, and I was like, have they been planning this for a while? Like it was such like a political
Yeah.
move, and I thought, oh gosh. I
Yeah.
also
Oof.
wonder if Trump planned his own shooting, because he's never talked about it. He talks about Rosie O'Donnell, who
And there's no scar.
yeah, right? He talks about Rosie O'Donnell all the time, and like he hasn't come in contact with her for like 20 years. So he can't let that go. But the guy that shot at his ear, like he just doesn't talk about. It's weird to me.
Yeah, no, totally. And again, no scar, no damage on his ear whatsoever. Nothing that shows that he was shot with a fucking rifle. Like, what?
Like I sound like a
And the
weird
media's not talking. No one's talking about it though. Like literally, like everybody shut the fuck up about that. That's like old news, I guess. No one gives a shit.
Now,
So
be honest.
like,
Do
what
I
the fuck
sound
happened with
like
that?
do I sound like a weird conspiracy theorist, like a Fox News nutso with those two things, or is that valid to think about? Maybe I shouldn't repeat that. I don't want people to think I'm
I mean, the
crazy.
question is, after 2 beers, it's not like you're sound the mind after 2 beers. It's, a little buzz, and you can, with enough evidence and TikTok videos, you can be swayed. I think those are valid for the question.
Yeah. How
For
about
me,
you?
I think, and here's one that, especially because of how much we haven't explored of the ocean, but I think Megalodon, the big ass shark, is out there still.
I thought that was like
It's like
one of those girls from AGD.
no.
Remember
They're
that
probably like moms
sorority?
now, CMO. Yes. They're probably like children and shit. You hear this? Right to
Moms.
CMO.
You get it? Megalo
Jesus.
moms.
Oh, what a jerk. Yes, I get it. Jesus. Even my dog's walking away after that one. Even she's offended.
I'm here all
Jesus,
night, guys.
Anywho, but Megalodon is supposed to be like, imagine like a great white shark is like 23 to 25 feet long on a big day. So, there's been like 30 footers, and those are massive. Megalodon, like a smaller one, would be like 60 feet. So,
What?
like, it could swallow a human whole in a fucking bite. Yes, and they found they found its teeth before, so it was definitely a real thing. They think it's a prehistoric shark that after a while they haven't seen. But here's the thing, like 80% to 90% of the ocean is still completely unexplored. And the rule of science is there's always a bigger fish. And up till not that long ago, they discovered giant squid, which they also thought was a fucking myth. And if there is something ginormous out there, like a giant squid, that means there's got to be something that eats said giant squid. And thus, I think out there, especially because Megalodon would have been able to go deep, deep in the ocean, that fucking shark is out there.
So what?
And,
so what would eat the
give me a couple
Megalodon?
beers, and I'll go in a hole. I'll give it a thumb.
What would
Well, that
eat
shark,
the
they're the biggest
Megalodon?
shark. So
Maybe one of the
I
girls
don't
from
know. Your
AGD can
mom's
eat the
vagina.
Megalodon. Yeah.
Got him.
Hey, you leave my mouth flappy out of your mouth.
I will. Just remark. Anywho, yeah, another one, and this one's going way back. And there was a time where after a couple of beers, I could be convinced that the Americans didn't really land on the moon. Especially because there's evidence out there. And no, again, these are all like after a couple of drinks. We're not fucking conspiracy theories. I know it's gonna make you sound like a nut job, but that is the question, so I'm going with it. But around the time when America was trying to get up to the moon, Russia was also notoriously trying to get to the moon, and they had a ship with people try to go up first. But here's the thing: what happened? They didn't account for the heat around like the ozone layer and shit on the earth when you're traveling up and down. It gets hot as fuck, really fucking hot. And it's a lot of radiation and shit too. So if your ship is not properly armored, you just burn up in there. And that's essentially what happened to those Russians. I don't know if they died or not. I'm pretty sure maybe they made it down, but they were like really burned. They fucking had to abort the mission, go back down. When the ships with the Americans went up, maybe a year or two later, I'm not sure exactly the timeline. Apparently, they had less protection in that ship than the Russians did. And yet somehow the Americans made it up through without any issues. They didn't fucking die on the way up or the way down. Very suspicious. Very suspicious.
Very suspicious.
Now, again, that's after a couple of beers. Sober me has been to the fucking Goddard Space Center before and met NASA people before who fucking showed me a moon rock, you know what I mean? And they showed the whole thing and they say, well, you know, people conspiracy theorists will say that the why doesn't the flag fall down and shit? Because the gravity is different. Well, we literally put wires on the flag to hold it up. Like it's like ta-da. It's like so. I bet I do think that they made it, but there was a time where after a couple of beers, I believed that shit. So I think that's a good answer. Can leave it
That's a
there.
good
2 and
answer.
2.
Okay, I have one more quick one. So
Go
I
on.
learned in astronomy class that the Earth is an habitable zone because it's far enough but not too close to the sun so that water can be liquid. So like Venus is too close to the sun, is too hot, and water just evaporates. And then Mars is too far, so it's too cold and
And
it's
no one wants
ice.
to live in Uranus.
I know. But it's awfully roomy.
Oh, shit. Oh, this is gonna be the best episode ever, or the worst episode ever. Depends. But I'm loving this. Okay. What were you saying? Oh god. Your
Okay,
conspiracy theories. One more.
So the Mars has ice on it because it's cold. But
Right.
I think that people said that
Right.
Mars looked like at some point water flowed through it. It's like I just think to myself, well, was the sun hotter at some point, or I don't know. I just think at some
Maybe.
point was
Maybe.
uh Mars like were things
Earth Junior.
cohabitating Mars, and then are we gonna end up like Mars? You know what I mean? I think about that sometimes.
Well, we eventually will, because eventually our sun's gonna burn out. It's not gonna be in our lifetime.
No, it won't.
But
Don't say that.
I mean, it will. And then when it does, before a star dies, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger first.
Oh,
So
really?
like the planets that are there close, that we're gonna get, and then eventually it'll kind of like implode, and it'll turn
so
into a little teeny tiny thing. I mean, and it'll still be huge in relative terms, but like
I
relative
think that's
to the terms of the universe. I mean,
I think that's what happened with
it'll be
Kirstie
teeny.
Alley. I think she got really, really big before she died, and then she exploded. Is it too soon?
I don't know what the timeline on Kirstie Alley jokes is, but I'll allow it. But she does get a hit of the womp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's well earned. That's well earned. But anyways,
That's what we call a
again,
callback because we were just talking about Megalodon.
oh no, no.
I'm sorry.
Oh Jesus. Okay, well, Greg
Sorry.
from Georgia.
She's a
you just got, like, 5
Scientologist.
different conspiracies.
Yeah.
Is she? Kirstie Alley was a Scientologist?
Yeah. She lived in like Clearwater.
That sucks. That sucks. That just kind of killed her for me. Tom
Yeah.
Cruise is the only Scientology I think that gets a pass, because honestly, he
sexy.
fucking like he hangs off airplanes with like one hand and like one fucking wire, and he just like literally like does those stunts. So you know what? Whatever you're doing to fucking keep being the man, keep doing it. John Travolta, I'm kind of like 50-50 on with his Scientology. I'm like,
Can I just
but
say
he did do like a Grease reunion recently, so I was like, okay, but go on.
Okay, so Tom Cruise, girls go gaga over him. But realistically speaking, if a 5'6" man walked up to them at the bar, they would not entertain it. They wouldn't. I know they wouldn't.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know if they necessarily go gaga for him anymore. But you look at Julie and I went back to watch the original Mission Impossible movies, and
Yeah.
like Mission Impossible 2 and 3 or so, when he's got that beautiful flowing hair like down to here, he's a beautiful man, and he's got like he's fit too. Sure, he's teeny, but he's a beautiful little man. I put him in my pocket and carry him
I've always
around.
thought his pecs were funny.
He does have funny pecs. I actually am a fan because I personally work my pecs pretty hard. So, I focus on that. So I have noticed His pecs are kind of weird, but he's also an older guy. But he's got like that skinny build. I don't know. So it shows also that he never really like juiced or anything. Like he was like actually fit for doing shit. So
Yeah, but I think
I
he
don't know.
like only
I give
did.
him leeway.
I think he only did decline bench press his whole life, and that's why his boobies look tiny.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem. That's true. That is interesting.
Try some
Someone knows why
incline
Tom Cruise's
flies.
boobies. That's right. Or some flies, dude. Flies are great. You get that. Oh, brother. Lots of things you can do. But anywho, moving on to the next one, because this was so crazy that the person here put anonymous, please don't share my email. So you're going to enjoy this one. So again, if you're listening to the show with kids, you're a terrible parent, but if you have kids, you might want to put this on headphones or something. Unless, again, you're a terrible parent, you don't give a shit. Whatever, up to you. So warning you, don't come after us. So this email says, boys, I've got a code red.
What's that?
Code red. Means shit's about to go down, brother. It's on emergency. He needs our help. So he goes, so I went home for the holidays, right? Cozy vibes, hot cocoa, Hallmark movies, the whole wholesome family package. Except mine came with a bonus level humiliation because on day 2 back home, in my childhood bedroom, handling some personal seasonal stress, if you catch my drift. Like I'm talking full on choking the chicken to keep the Yuletide bright. Oh my God.
Oh, I didn't think that's what he was talking about.
What I would know. So he goes, doors closed. I swear I locked it. I double checked, but apparently the lock has been broken since like 2017, which is information I learned when my mom opened the door mid-tug. Oh God.
No.
Oh yes, SEMO. Oh God. He also gets the womp womp. He goes, we made eye contact.
No.
Real eye contact. The kind of eye contact that ages you 10 years and makes your soul leave your body like a cartoon ghost. She backed out of the room like she'd just seen a war crime, and I've been hiding an emotional witness protection ever since. I haven't said a single word to her, not even a Merry Christmas. I'm pretty sure she left an extra place setting at dinner out of respect for my dignity. R.I.P. So what the hell do I do? How do you even recover from this? Do I apologize? Do I get grounded at age 29? Do I legally change my name and move to another state? I need help, boys. Code red, full crisis mode. Please tell me how to come back from this, because right now I can't even look a rotisserie chicken in the grocery store without getting PTSD. Sign again, anonymous. Please don't share my email. And we won't, because we're nice. And I didn't tell Sima what your email was, so that way he won't, because he totally would have. But
I can find it. Oh, by the way, on a side note, can you see? Do I look brighter now? I figured out how to use that app.
Oh, there you go. Now you look great. Look at you. So for those watching us on YouTube, now you can see him. Yay.
There we go.
But
okay, so I think that this is something you just don't address ever.
Yeah, I don't even know that you should have told us. Honestly, you should have told
I
no one
agree.
about this. Should have been very quiet. You and your mom should just kind of give each other that nod where you just know that you're never ever gonna fucking speak about it again. It's just like a look where you just like, hi mom, how are you? And you just act like nothing fucking happened. And that's it. That's all you can fucking do. Or you can just, change your name and move. But again, why the fuck would you tell anybody? You should take this to your grave. Don't get drunk and tell it. Don't get questions from Greg from Georgia asking you about 2 beers and tugs. It's possible. I don't know if you guys will meet. Be careful, dude.
I'm
like,
okay, Mr. Anonymous. You couldn't make it past 2 days. It's your second day. Like, when I go home to my parents' house, I don't jack off at all.
Oof. I mean, I can't say the same when I go over to your parents' house, but you know, it's just they have
That's
great tissues. Just you know, tell them I'm sorry though. I'll make sure to put them in the trash can next time. I just got too excited and I forgot. You know,
but it could be worse. JD Vance fucked their couch.
that's why they don't take campaign stops from politicians anymore.
Yeah. They lost our vote.
That's right.
I think there's
Oh
I think
shit!
there's
Now I
a
gotta throw away
delay
that
today.
cushion.
There's a delay in
Yeah, it's
our
on your brain.
no, in our microphones today.
Ooh.
Womp womp
Well,
womp womp.
we're rocking. But anywho, yeah, move or never talk about it again, anonymous. But again, you've made a huge mistake telling us already. So we'll just leave it at that. But
Yeah,
anywho,
that's not
it
good.
is time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, frat chatters of all ages, to hit you with the news. Oh yeah! Hold on, I gotta put the sunnies on for this. Yeah.
You look like a
Yeah, that's how I do
predator.
Before you do this segment, hi, I'm Chris Hansen. Do you know why you're here? Oh, fuck. It's the third time this week, Chris Hansen. All right. Boys and girls, this is about the saddest news ever. FIFA, the soccer league, just went full clown show today. They invented a brand new FIFA Peace Prize out of thin air, as in literally this award didn't exist 3 weeks ago. Yes, during 2025, the year of chaos, it has to happen. So, and guess who got the inaugural award, Mr. Mo?
Don't
Take a
say
wild
it.
guess.
I don't even want to.
I don't have to. He'll
If
say,
it's a
I got
fucking
the award,
Cheeto.
people. I finally did it. I've been telling everyone I'm the peace president. Okay, believe me. And the people didn't give me the Nobel Peace Prize, but this is the better prize. Okay, believe me. Because I come with balls. Okay, and I like balls. Big balls. Big, beautiful balls. Okay, believe me. I like the biggest balls of them all. Okay, Donald, you're making it weird. Get out of here. But yes, it is none other than the president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, the man who didn't win the actual Nobel Peace Prize this year, now has a shiny new trophy with his name on it, handed to him at the 2026 World Cup draw earlier today, as of the time of this recording. Now, he was given a gold medal draped around his neck, a handshake, big applause, the whole works, and FIFA boss Gianni Infantino even claimed it was for promoting peace and unity around the world. That's right. I'm trying really hard not to roll my eyes here, people. I'm working on it. But here's the kicker. Again, this award, quote unquote, didn't exist 3 weeks ago. There were no nominees, there was no jury, no real criteria. Just, show up and boom, baby. Gold medal for the guy who apparently needs ego strokes more than actual recognition. The party that usually screams about avoiding consolation prizes and now sharing little kids at a middle school award ceremony. Like this is literally what this looks like. And let's be real, the whole thing reeks of hollow awards for hollow men. And FIFA literally made something up just to hand it to him because, well, the noble didn't bite. Now, critics are saying this is basically a participation badge for the world's angriest frat bro. And the sad part is that he ate it the fuck up, people. He accepted it like it meant the world. Like he was up there, like he just literally won the actual Peace Award with the Oscars while he was getting a BJ. He was thanking everybody. He was just like, I am the greatest. Okay, believe me. It was wild, which honestly,
I can't
again,
stand
just
him.
shows he's the worst. And it shows he's more into vanity strokes than actual substance because this is like literally giving someone, like a medical award for McDonald's. It's fucking ridiculous. FIFA should know better, but instead they just turn dignity into dog threats. So, yeah, for your next joke, we can say FIFA's Peace Prize, now available for narcissists who get snubbed by the noble. It's beautiful. This is where we're at. Peak 2025 energy to put us towards the end of the year.
Do you think Donald Trump called up FIFA and was like, "Hey, I'm looking at these Epstein files, and guess whose name I see on here? I won't say anything if you give me something shiny."
To be honest, I 100% believe they know at this point. Everybody knows that if you want something from Donald Trump, you just have to fucking kiss his ass or say that Joe Biden did something to you and then he'll bite. But
Yeah.
basically these people know you just gotta kiss his ass. Yeah. Oh, your excellency, you're so wise and handsome and great and smart, and you're the peace president. Look, this award, you're gonna be the first member because God, look at you, you're so great. And meanwhile, it's like, okay, sure, what do you need, buddy? I'll sign anything, but and now they got him right where he needs him. That's really all you have to do is kiss his ass to get anything done. So those people are, I'm sure, are going to be enriching their pockets in some way down the line. Just keep an eye on that. That's my prediction. But anyways, we got to get on moving to not the drag queens because we got another one. This is a wild story still in development because this just fucking happened. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, frat chatters of all ages, once again, we bring you a story proven beyond all reasonable doubt that the real threats to kids might not be those drag queens reading the books to the library y'all keep talking about, but the very people screaming the loudest about protecting the children. Today's edition of Not the Drag Queen stars none other than former teen GOP activist Jaquan Stembridge, who recently resigned as the Assistant Secretary of the Georgia Republican Party after being caught in what the media outlets describe as a child sex predator sting operation. Now, allegedly, allegedly, my guy was messaging who he thought was a 14-year-old boy, and the messages reportedly didn't stop even after the age was made very, very clear. So, let me tell you something. If there's a Mount Rushmore of people who do not look like drag queens, this man is on it right now. He's being chiseled right now. I don't know about you, Mr. Mope, but I don't see a wig or eyelashes or sequins or glitters.
Nope.
Just a fucking button-down shirt, a bad haircut, and the exact jawline of someone who yells groomers on Facebook before brunch. Meanwhile, the drag queens are somewhere contouring in peace, wondering why they keep getting blamed for everybody else's nonsense. Fuck that. Now, according to reports, there's a video of the sting operation where Stembridge allegedly gets flustered and panicky when called out. And honestly, if you're sweaty and stuttering harder than George Santos taking a polygraph, that's never a good sign, dude. And then once this came out, Stembridge resigned effective immediately. Excuse me, and the chairman of the state GOP, Josh McCoon, announced they'll move promptly to fill the vacancy, which, as politicians speak for, we would totally like it if you forget this ever happened by next Tuesday, please. Now, here's the part that I love. The same folks who give fiery speeches about drag queens being a danger to America's youth are, of course, radio silent now. Suddenly, no one's at the podium. Suddenly, thinking the children has left the chat, and it's kind of funny how that works. But basically, to keep this as brief as possible, because we got a hell of a show to get to, while no public charges have officially been confirmed, Yet, if any arrests come down the line, the only thing Jaquan Strembridge will be read from now on are his rights, not storybooks. So, no drag queen story out for you, bitch. Not even a Dr. Seuss rhyme. Just, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you can say will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. And honestly, that's probably the best reading he's had in a while. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's not the drag queens. And fuck that guy.
Fuck him.
No, bitch. I don't get how, like, it's like, I don't get it what it is with pedos and kids. Like, it's like, ew, dude. How can you, ew. Fucking weirdo.
No, I think sometimes
Ew.
it's a special place in hell for pedos, but I also think like who the
Yeah.
fuck wants to hang out with a 14-year-old? Like
Oh,
I
God,
can't
so
think of
annoying, too.
anything I'd
Ugh.
rather do
Ugh.
less than hang out with some adolescent. Like I
Ugh.
don't want to talk to them. I don't.
I know,
They're
dude.
gross. They have bad
Ugh.
hygiene. They pick up their
Totally. And they're
face.
fucking awkward
Ugh.
and annoying. No offense, kids. If you're listening to the show, you're in the, you guys are awesome, our listeners. But, you know, it's all those other fucking morons out there. Those fucking losers. But
But
you guys are
I
totally not one of them.
I feel like when up until kids are like, I guess in elementary school, kids are nice. Once middle school hits, they
Yeah.
become assholes.
Yeah, but even like for example, even up to like middle school, when they're like really young, they can be annoying as shit. Like I remember I dated this girl who had little brothers who were awesome. Don't get me wrong, I love those kids. They were super fun and cool, but you know, people are raised differently than you. And for example, I grew up as a little kid watching The Simpsons, and it was awesome. And when I went to my at the time girlfriend's beach house with them for a couple of days in Ocean City, Maryland, they had a Simpsons like box set VHS thing with a couple of the older seasons. I was like, fuck yeah, that a VHS. I found what I'm doing, you know. I put it on. Her little brother's sitting next to me. I think he's gonna love it. And then all of a sudden, Homer Simpson comes on, and he's just like, he said, I forget what he said, but I said butt, like literally the word butt, butt, like your ass. Oh my God, I can't watch this show. It's saying naughty words. And I was like, are you serious?
Loser.
And I was like, and it's scary too. And I was like, are you fucking serious? And then he started like crying. And then like I was like, are you joking? And like literally bawling. And then my girlfriend came out and was like, what are you doing? It's like, I just put on The Simpsons, man. Like, it's like he can't watch that. And I was like, oh my God, this is like the worst day of my life.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, no. So no. So kids are annoying as shit. So I don't know. Pedos, y'all gotta chill. It's just you guys are just shitty people.
Yeah.
Straight to hell. Straight to hell. But anyways, you know who else is probably gonna go straight to hell after this episode? Well, that's gonna be us, ladies and gentlemen. Because we got ourselves something that I've been dying to do for a couple of years now. Again,
Yeah, we haven't done this in a
used to
while.
do these quite often. We haven't done this in a while. And it is, you know, stupid us because there's some of our highest rated episodes. So I don't know how we put this on hold. But at the same time, I think it's going to be worth the wait. Because, ladies and gentlemen, after a couple of seasons being away, we are bringing back story time. Oh, yeah. Because every holiday, or not really, we doesn't roast around holidays, but we like to roast ourselves, as you know, here on the FratChat Podcast. It's kind of like the essence of our friendship, you know. He makes fun of me for being foreign. I make fun of his, you know, old eating shit. You know, he makes fun of me for being fat. I secretly steal money from him, you know, on the weekly. It's like a great friendship.
I know it.
So with that being said, we got to put this bad boy into the test by just seeing how much we love each other after writing holiday stories featuring each other. So this right here is story time, where we each other write a story that the other has not seen. In fact, I haven't even sent it to him yet. We have the emails ready to go. And we're going to see just how bad things get.
But can I
Both
just
CMO and
say,
I wrote an individual story. Go on, go on.
I just want to remind the listeners that we are multi-award winning comedy writers. I don't even know how many awards we have.
That's right.
39. So we have quite the list
No
of
idea, though.
accolades. And so you're in for a real treat because if there's anything that we do well, it's put pen to paper. Thank you.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So we each wrote a story again, and we're gonna go ahead and read them live on the air, and we're each gonna play each part. So we're gonna put our acting chops to the test here, and yeah. So let's see what we got. I think in the essence of I've been blabbering longer. We should have your story go first. Note, we each wrote him into two parts. So Simo will read part one of his story first, and I'll read part one of mine. And then I'll read
So
part two
I'm
of his
reading the
story.
one
And then
that
I'll read
I
part
wrote,
two.
right?
Correct. And we're reading them together. You tell me what character you want me to play in them, and I got you.
Okay, so if I want you to read a line, I'll say, can you read that?
Correct.
Okay. So I just sent it to you. And let me see. Did you get it?
I think so. Yes. Hold on. It got to my phone faster than my laptop because that's something. Now there it is. Ha ha! Carlitos Christmas. Carlitos Christmas. I like it. This is gonna be fun.
So
Okay.
I'll start reading it, and then let me see. Anytime it's in
I'm
like
obviously
all
Carlitos.
correct. So I just want you to read the well, anytime that you speak, sometimes it's in all caps. And when it's in all caps,
Okay.
can you do your best wrestling like persona?
You got it, brother.
Okay, perfect.
Let's rock.
Okay, so should I start?
Let's rock.
Okay. So this story is called Carlitos, the Christmas Snack Heel. And some of these terms, I try to look up like wrestling terms. And so
Okay. Look at you.
he,
That is. And the heel is a bad guy. Yes.
yeah, so I really tried to incorporate gay stuff because wrestling's gay. Okay, so here
Okay.
it goes. In the tiny Venezuelan village of Pendejoville, Christmas was the most beloved time of year. The streets smelled of hallacas, pan de jamón, and freshly fried buñuelos. But that year, something was off. Something was missing. Something critical. The snacks. They were all gone. All of them vanished like a luchador doing a surprise heel turn. And the villagers already knew the culprit. Carlitos. Young, fat, sweaty, snack powered. Carlitos was not just big, he was cosmically round, the kind of round that made people look at him and whisper, Dios mío, that boy is built like a Christmas ham. And Carlitos sweated constantly. He sweated in the rain, he sweated in the shade. He sweated so much during December that the villagers claimed the humidity rose 5% whenever he walked by. But Carlitos had a plan, a master plan, a plan only a true pro wrestling connoisseur could conceive. He had declared himself
The undisputed, unified, heavyweight champion of Christmas snacks. Oh, yeah.
And to maintain his title, he launched Operation Season's Eatings. Under the cover of a suspicious amount of panting, Carlitos snuck through the village, collecting every tamale, ham slice, cookie, and candy cane that he could find, all while muttering wrestling commentary about himself.
Oh, yeah, brother. The Carlitos Express is running wild. Oh, yeah. The Puñuelo belt is mine, brother. Mine. Oh, yeah. No one can stop the Santa Slammer. Oh.
His sweat left a glistening trail behind him, a moisture breadcrumb path that would have made Hansel and Gretel hella jealous. By Christmas Eve, Carlitos had gathered all the snacks into his bedroom, a room now functioning as a tropical sauna powered by pure snack-hoarding adrenaline. The heat of his snack-fueled excitement fogged the windows. The floorboards groaned under him. Every time he sat down, the house made a sound like, "Oh, why?" The villagers, fed up and snackless, formed a search party. It took them about 4 minutes to trace the shimmery sweat trail directly to Carlitos' front door. Inside, they discovered him sitting like a victorious, panting emperor atop a mountain of festive food, a sweating Santa of gluttony. "Carlitos!" they shouted. He turned slowly, breathing like a vacuum cleaner with asthma. And then you can say this, he said
Brothers,
dramatically.
you dare to challenge the eating champion?
You stole all
The
the
reigning
Christmas snacks.
champion? I'm sorry.
You stole all the Christmas snacks. He raised one hand, wiping sweat off his forehead.
Correction. I liberated them.
You're supposed to share, an old woman snapped. Carlitos gasped.
Share? That's not how championship reigns work, brother, sister. You think The Undertaker shared? You think Macho Man Randy Savage shared? Here, take half of my ayaka? No, brother!
Then he struck a pose of what would have been a pose if he weren't out of breath halfway through. His
Ooh,
dramatic speech was cut short when the floorboards started to crack and the mountain of snacks began sinking under his weight. Slowly at first, then faster, then much faster. Carlitos let out a squeal as he and the snack pile collapsed through the floor, and the villagers found him on the first level, buried up to his neck in candy canes, tamales, and cookies. Carlito was stuck, and the villagers stared. They tried to take picture evidence with their cell phones, but the camera lenses were fogging from Carlitos' heavy breathing. Carlitos, dripping sweat like a broken faucet, sighed. And he said,
Okay, maybe we can negotiate a tag team situation on the snacks, you know?
And so, after a heroic rescue involving 3 uncles and the family pet cow, the villagers freed Carlitos and redistributed the food. That Christmas Eve, the whole village enjoyed a massive feast, and Carlitos learned a valuable lesson. First, he needed to lose weight before he considers going upstairs, but most importantly, he learned that even the heavyweight champion of Christmas snacks has to share, especially when he sweats enough to season the food himself.
Wow. Wow. I don't know if I love you or I hate you. I have to think about it. I'll get back to you after the show. If you find if you find a Christmas gift full of poop, that means I totally did not like it that much. But we'll find out. We'll find out.
Well, the second half is
No, that is good
ruthless.
stuff. That's right. That's right. Well, Mr. Mo, I wanted you to go first. Secretly, just because I wanted to see how hard he came at me. So now I know if I should feel bad or not. And I
Of
don't know.
course you
We'll see.
should.
We'll see how bad. We'll see how bad you think I should feel after you read mine. I am sending it over right now. It's been shared to your email.
Okay.
And
I'm waiting for it to come
let me
through.
know when you have it. Let me know when you have it.
Not yet.
I can dance around to this song all day, anyways. It's my people's.
I don't know why my email's so delayed.
Yeah, emails are a bitch sometimes.
My phone probably got it. I'm just waiting for it. It'll take a second.
Yeah. No worries.
Here it is. Okay. I'm pulling it up.
Yay.
So do you want me to read?
You will be
Oh, it's like a
Chris.
script.
That's
Oh,
right.
I didn't realize
This
we were
will be a
writing
script.
scripts.
Oh no, you write it however you want. There was no what is it? What is the word I'm
Rules?
looking for? Conundrum? No, not conundrum. There's no rules. Nothing you gotta worry about. It's however it came out.
How do you want me to read it?
And I'm actually glad that it's a little different. So as we all know, or some of you might be new to the show, back in the day, young Chris, let's just say he wasn't the most popular kid in school.
Oh, I was such a loser.
He
I was
had
horrible.
braces,
Yeah.
very skinny,
Mhm.
had a whole, there was none of that surgery that makes him look nice that happened yet, So we're going to take listeners back to that Chris,
Yeah, they
old
called me
school
Big
Chris,
Dick
if
Chris
you
in the
will.
locker room.
That's right.
It was so
And he was
embarrassing.
homeschooled, which is very wild. But Coach Dad was very impressed. It's like, whoa, that's my boy. However, so you're gonna be Chris. You're gonna be old school Chris, and I'll take everybody else here. So let me just get a little little opening track here going. We can start rocking. There it is. Okay. So this is old school Chris and his magical holiday story, 2K25. I hope you enjoy. Okay. So it's Christmas morning in old school Chris's house. The scene opens as his mother starts the day with her usual holiday breakfast: 2 shots of vodka and a nicotine patch. She then screams, Christopher Lee, wake your ass up! Old school Chris walks groggily into the kitchen.
But Mom, it's still 7 a.m. and I don't have school today. I want to go back to bed.
That's nonsense! It's Christmas! The happiest day of the year! Which means in this house we wake up early and we enjoy it! Do you hear me? She asked threateningly.
Yes, Mom.
Good! Now, hurry up and get in the shower. We gotta go get your grandma from the retirement home. She's staying with us for the holidays, and she's going to be sharing your room. So I expect you to be nice. Understand?
But Mom, Grandma smells like baby vomit and mayonnaise, and she never lets me sleep. Last time we shared a room, she spent all night yelling about how you can never trust a Chinaman. It's so uncomfortable. Oh God. Not a
Old school
Chinaman.
Chris's mother squints her eyes. I'm so sorry. I told you. Old school Chris's mother squints her eyes at him. Christopher Lee!
Yes, ma'am, I'll be nice. I'm sorry.
Hours later, we see a very concerned old school Chris getting ready for bed in his bedroom. He is mixing himself a glass of his favorite comfort drink. Old School Chris's own take on the Arnold Palmer. But instead of lemonade and iced tea, it's lemonade, iced tea, and laxatives. He then says to himself,
"Six-pack abs, here I come."
Old School Chris takes a big gulp of his drink. He then says to himself,
Ugh, I can't believe I'm stuck with my grandma this weekend. It's going to be so lame. She's always so mean to me. I just have to stay positive and hope for the best.
Old School Chris finishes his drink and proceeds to say his prayers to his holy God. A poster of shirtless Lenny Kravitz hanging on his wall. He says,
Dear
I
Mr.
know you
Lemon,
will.
please keep my mom and dad safe under your abs. And also, take care of my sister. And please make my grandma be nicer to me this Christmas. Also, please don't visit me in my dreams while she is here. I don't want to wake up stuck to my grandma's leg like last year. Anyways, I love you. Good night.
Old School Chris gulps down the final sip of his drink. He then goes to sleep surrounded by the protective gaze of his NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, and Christina Aguilera posters. The next morning, Old School Chris wakes up in a state of bliss. He was once again visited in his dreams by his lord, Lenny Kravitz. Oh yeah, CMO. Old School Chris throws his rock hard bed sheets into his hamper. It's his third set of bed sheets. it's his third set of bed sheets used this week, which is weird considering it's only Tuesday. After a 43-minute trip to the bathroom, where Old School Chris releases the product of his beverage from the night before, Old School Chris makes his way down the stairs into his parents' kitchen. That is when he spots the suitcase in the kitchen. Old School Chris's grandma had arrived. Oh no. Old School Chris then says to himself,
Oh no, I thought I had more time.
oh no. At that moment, Old School Chris's mom walks in with his grandmother. His mother turns to him and yells, well, what the hell are you waiting for? Go hug your grandmother, goddammit! Old School Chris hugs his grandmother. He then proceeds. Oh, sorry, I just scrolled down.
Commercial break.
Sorry. Yeah, right.
Let's thank our sponsors.
Old School Chris. Yeah, I'm a professional, damn it. I can do this. Old School Chris hugs his grandmother. He then proceeds to smell her familiar musk of baby vomit and mayonnaise. The stench making Old School Chris's nose grow even bigger. Old School Chris greets her.
Hi, Grandma. How was your flight?
Let me get some more traditional tunes going, just to keep the story going. How you doing, sissy boy? Why don't you pretend to be a man and take Grandma's bags up to my room? And you better not have crusty sheets again, boy. Old School Chris looks at the massive bag, his small frame unable to lift it.
But Grandma, it's too heavy for me to carry.
Oh, well, you know what they say. You can't spell flag without an F, an A, and a big old before the last letter is said. Old School Chris knows it's going to be a long weekend. Fade to black. That is part one of a two-part story. Stay tuned for part two.
Okay.
Yeah, so now we know what we're dealing with here. It's and trust me, it's gonna get worse.
Should we
So
go into the next part?
that's right. We go back to you.
I
let
hope
me.
my grandma
Let
haunts
me.
you.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'm not going to be alone tonight when I sleep. She's definitely going to be in there.
And actually, my
But
mom's calling me right
okay.
now. I'm not going to answer, but
Oh
my mom
gosh, she
doesn't drink.
knows.
She doesn't drink vodka. She drinks Tawaka.
There you go. There you go. And don't worry, part
Remember,
2. She'll be
remember when
happy
she
about.
was putting Chambord in her coffee on the way to work because she liked the flavor, and I was like, "Mom, that's alcohol. You can't do that." I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "It's just for flavor." No, it's
And that's how.
alcohol.
And that's how she lost that Uber driver job.
That's why she was forced into early retirement. No, okay,
That's
um,
right.
so here comes the next story. This one is I guess like a sequel to the first one. And
It's a
this
sequel.
yeah.
Okay.
So this is entitled Carlos, or I guess it should be Carlitos versus Santa, the snack down of Navidad. Are you ready?
I have never been more ready for anything in my life. This is
Okay.
awesome. Let's rock.
Okay, so 1 year later in Pendejoville, Christmas night was calm and silent, except for Carlitos, who was awake, patrolling his home like a bloated security guard of holiday carbohydrates. The town faced a hardship this past year as Donald Trump bombed their fishing boats, devastating the country's
No.
available food supply. Carlitos had not forgotten last year's tragedy. The villagers had forced him to share. The memory still haunted him like a ghost made of broccoli. So this year, with the lack of available food to go around, he vowed,
No one, and I mean no one, brother, touches my Christmas snacks.
he strutted around his living room, sweat glistening like he just finished a 90-minute wrestling match against gravity. Every step made a sound like a wet sponge hitting tile.
I fucking hate
Then,
you.
around midnight on Christmas Eve, he heard it. Crunch! Carlitos froze. Another crunch. And then slurp, slurp, followed by a loud belch. His eyes widened. That was the sound of someone eating cookies. His cookies. He tiptoed toward the kitchen, and by tiptoed, I mean the floor protested loudly with each step. That's when he saw him, Santa, in the flesh. Red suit, big beard, crumbs on his mustache, BMI skyrocketing. Eating Carlitos' prized triple stuffed Oreo cookies that his mom must left out for St. Nick in
No.
exchange for Christmas gifts. Carlitos thought that by lighting a fire in the fireplace that it would deter Santa from entering. But Santa was also a hiccup away from a heart attack as he weighed over 400 pounds. Because of this, he is also restricted from any floor except ground level. Therefore, this year came through everyone's back door. Carlitos gasped like he's witnessed a betrayal worthy of a wrestling storyline.
You!
Carlitos shouted.
You snack stealing jabroni!
Santa turned slowly. Ho, ho, ho. Excuse me? Carlitos jabbed a sweaty finger toward him.
Brother, you just activated the wrath of the undisputed, unified, heavyweight champion of Christmas snacks, brother. No one And I mean, no one eats the champion snacks.
Santa blinked. Carlitos, didn't you learn last year? Oh, wait, let me do his voice. Carlitos, didn't you learn last year that it's important to share snacks on Christmas?
Fuck you, brother.
And then Carlitos did the unthinkable. He leapt. Well, leapt is generous. He sort of lunged, then waddled, then gravity took over, and he slid across the floor like a human avalanche. Santa dodged at the last second, running through the back door and rushing toward his sleigh. But Carlitos burst outside, puffy, panting, sweating so much the ground practically steamed. He saw Santa scrambling into his sleigh. The reindeer pawed the ground nervously. Carlitos narrowed his eyes.
So, that's how it's gonna be, brother? You gonna escape with my snack momentum?
Santa snapped the reins. On Dasher, on Dancer. But before he could finish, Carlitos charged like a festive bowling ball. The reindeer panicked, and that's when it happened. Carlitos, in a move he later described as a top tier luchador instinct brother, launched himself into the air aiming for the sleigh, but he overshot and missed and collided with the entire reindeer lineup, killing them instantly on impact. Reindeer limbs and antlers scattered everywhere. Snow flew, Santa screamed, and Carlitos, confused but hungry, found a way to save the town. Carlitos' stomach growled like a motorcycle as he gathered up the animal parts and rushed inside the house. Santa shouted, Carlitos, what are you doing? Carlitos wiped sweat from his brow.
What you should have done during this food famine, brother.
And in that moment, in the spirit of absolutely unhinged Christmas magic, Carlitos dumped the reindeer meat into his roaring fireplace, and the smell of barbecue woke up the entire town. The famine was over, at least for the holidays. Santa fell to his knees. Carlitos, you ate my transportation. Carlitos burped.
That's what you get for messing with the Christmas champ snacks, brother.
Now stranded, Santa stared at the sky. How am I supposed to deliver presents now? Carlitos thought for a moment, then he smirked.
Brother, you climb on my back. The Carlitos Express is departing, brother.
Santa hesitated. You want me to ride you? Carlitos struck a pose, or, well, attempted it before losing balance and sweating heavily.
I've got the horsepower of 12 reindeer, brother.
Carlitos boasted proudly. And so, against all logic and structural engineering principles, Santa climbed onto Carlitos' sweaty back. Carlitos took one dramatic breath, pointed to the sky, and shouted his family motto.
Love that chicken for Oh, broken. Oh my god.
He managed
Oh,
exactly 8 steps before collapsing into a bush. And that is how Santa ended up finishing Christmas deliveries on foot, while Carlitos lay in the grass, wheezing like a deflating air mattress. The end.
Oh my god, I think you broke me. Oh my god, my stomach hurts. Oh my god. Oh, I'll never look at a Popeyes commercial again the same way. Love that chicken from Popeyes. Oh my god, that's so good. That's so good. I gotta say, you said story part 2, the sequel really brings it, and you definitely brought it. Well done, sir. Well done. I'm gonna call my therapist after the show. Okay. Now we have made it to part 2 of old school Chris's holiday story here. And we'll see, how he does with his grandma visiting. Is she gonna be nice? Is she gonna treat him like shit? Something tells me
It's not
it's
looking
the
good.
latter. Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not looking great. Okay, so hit
It's
this
the
thing
same
again. You'll be
document.
Chris, and
Oh,
I
it's
got
this.
rid.
I see. I have to
Yep,
scroll
same
down.
thing.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah. Scroll down. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
Okay. Old school Chris part 2. Here we go. Okay. The next day, old school Chris sits on the living room floor, surrounded by neatly wrapped Christmas gifts, wrapping paper, and the distant sound of his parents arguing over who finished the vodka first. Despite feeling the excitement of the looming Christmas, old school Chris still can't stop thinking about his grandma's bunions rubbing against his calves while they slept the night before. He shudders quietly. Across, across the room, his grandma sits in her recliner like a gremlin king on the throne of judgment. At that moment, Grandma points at him with a crooked, trembling finger. Yeah, sissy boy! Why are you sitting like that? You look like a little desk clerk or something. You gotta sit with your legs out like a man.
I'm sorry, Grandma.
Well, you should be. Watching you sit like that, no wonder you throw like a girl. Old school Chris slowly stands up and walks to the kitchen. This gives him a moment to breathe. He then says to himself,
She's been here for 4 hours.
We then cut to a montage. We see old school Chris's grandma complaining about the TV being too colorful, if you know
Oh
what
God.
we mean.
Oh,
We
God.
see we see grandma accusing old school Chris of hiding the remote for communist reasons. We see grandma yelling at him for breathing too loud. We then see grandma yelling at him for not breathing loud enough. We see grandma tossing him a football and scoffing when it lands 5 feet short. We see grandma watching him set the table carefully. She says, "You line up those forks like a wedding planner." Finally, the montage of abuse ends with grandma walking in on old school Chris in the bathroom. She asks him, "Why are you sitting down to pee, boy?" Old school Chris says,
I was just tired.
Whatever you say, sissy boy. By hour 6, old school Chris has reached his limit. So, later that evening, we see old school Chris sneaking alone into the kitchen. Ooh, there's a perfect ambulance going through right now just to make things nice and scary. So we see him sneaking across the kitchen. Hold on, I gotta get the tunes back up.
It's raining men.
Boom.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, right. Later that evening, we see old school Chris sneaking alone in the kitchen. He opens the fridge slowly. We see inside juice, leftover ham, a gallon of whole milk, and behind it, a small carton labeled Grandma, almond milk, do not touch. Old school Chris squints at it. He looks over at the full gallon of whole milk. His eyes narrow. He whispers to himself,
I'm sorry, Lenny. She taught me to be a bigger person, but I just can't take it anymore.
Old school Chris walks over to the kitchen sink and dumps out half of the almond milk. He then proceeds to mix the rest with whole milk. He acts quietly, sneakily, like a tiny dairy criminal. He then thinks to himself slyly,
No one will ever know.
The next morning, a nervous old school Chris wakes up early for Christmas. Let me get it. Boom. A nervous old school Chris wakes up early on Christmas morning and walks in the dining room for breakfast. He then watches as his grandma sits at the kitchen table for her morning cereal. As she gets ready to pour the tainted oat milk, however, old school Chris begins to feel a little guilty. He tries to warn her.
Grandma?
What the hell do you want, sissy boy? Can't you see Grandma's busy? At that point, old school Chris becomes resolute. He squints at his grandmother and says,
Oh, nothing. Enjoy your cereal.
Old school Chris's grandmother proceeds with her meal, almost defiantly. We see her pour the milk into the bowl first, like the evil person she is. Then the cereal. She takes one bite. She freezes. Then a second. Her eyes widen slightly. This almond milk tastes patriotic. Little does Grandma know, the addition of the whole milk has made it taste way better. Of course, all milk sucks ass. She keeps eating it happily, eventually helping herself to a second bowl. Something she never does with the old milk. Old school Chris begins to smile slyly.
Enjoy your cereal, Grandma. I hope you brought extra underwear.
What did you say, boy?
I said I love your hair. I love it so much. You look so pretty.
The scene fades to black. Oh man, we're gonna take it to a big finale. An hour later, we cut to old school Chris and his sister finishing as they open their Christmas gifts. We also see their dad as he lays on the couch, trying to numb the pain of their existence by drinking a glass of straight whiskey.
Yeah.
At that moment, noticing Grandma's rat present still sitting by the tree, old school Chris' sister asked, Has anybody seen Grandma? Huh? There's a pause for a moment.
Oh, God.
Suddenly,
Oh, yeah.
suddenly, a faint rumble shakes the house. This rumble is followed by old school Chris's mom running into the living room. She screams, What the hell is happening? The rumble gets worse. Picture frames begin to tremble. The dog whimpers. Old school Chris looks up from his game.
Was that thunder?
Then we hear it. The bathroom door slams shut, followed by the sound that no child should ever, ever, ever have to hear, especially from a woman that carried him when he was a baby. Oh, God. It all started slowly, gently, and then builds, and then becomes something almost biblical. Oh, the walls vibrate, the lights flicker. Somewhere in the distance of the guest bathroom, we hear old school Chris's grandma making the small-sized toilet beg for mercy. It's horrifying. 45 minutes later, old school Chris's grandmother's still in the family guest bathroom. At that point, old school Chris's mom pounds on the bathroom door. She says, "Ma, what's going on in there?" From inside, we hear, "This house is cursed!" Old school Chris's mother goes to help. She says, "Don't worry, Ma, I'm coming in." Against the grandmother's protest, old school Chris's mom takes the bathroom key and puts it in the keyhole. She then turns the doorknob. However, when the door opens, old school Chris hears his mother yell, "Oh, sweet mother of Jesus and everything that's holy, there's shit everywhere!" Old school Chris's mother comes screaming out of the bathroom. Minutes later, an emergency plumber is called. Then another. A third plumber also walks in. He looks at the damage and immediately walks out without saying a word. They then declare the guest bathroom unusable forever. The walls are stained. The floor is stained. Time itself feels stained. The scene fades to black. Minutes later, we see old school Chris's grandma wheeled out of the house on a stretcher. A thin liquid brown trail following her. Oh, God. Okay. A thick liquid brown trail following her all the way from the house to the waiting ambulance. Despite her ordeal, his grandmother is still yelling, screaming that this is all old school Chris's fault somehow. Some almost believe her, until Grandma's distracted when she notices the ambulance driver is Asian. This causes her to yell insensitive remarks about his nationality and potential driving skills.
No.
The ambulance then pulls out of the family driveway as old school Chris's grandmother's racist remarks fade out into the night. Oh. Once Grandma's taken away and everyone's back in the house, old school Chris is seen standing at the bottom of the steps in silence. He says to himself,
"Oh, I only wanted her to be nicer."
Overcome with guilt, old school Chris decides to confess his deeds. He steps towards his mom.
"Mom, it was me. I swapped her milk."
His mom stares at him, cross-eyed, completely drunk. "Christopher Lee! I'm proud of you for finally taking responsibility. Now, let's go get my belt for your punishment." And suddenly, old school Chris's mom trips over a shoe. However, even though a fall of this nature could be catastrophic, she ends up landing comfortably on the couch. The combination of a very long day and 17 shots of tequila leaving her instantly knocked out. Suddenly, old school Chris looks around. His parents are fast asleep. His grandma's on her way to the hospital. That means no punishment, no consequences, only freedom. Later that night, old school Chris crawls into bed alone for the first time all weekend. It's peaceful, quiet, safe. His hospital lights flash faintly through the distance. Old school Chris folds his hand under his chin. He then looks up at his poster of Lenny Kravitz and says,
This really is a Christmas miracle."
And that's the end of our Christmas story. And remember, if you ever walk into someone's guest bathroom and the walls are painted brown, don't ask questions. They might have just had a little Christmas miracle happen in there too. Fade to black. Ask Seba about his guest bathroom.
That was really good.
I think you should tell your mom to skip this episode. Just maybe.
So, for listeners that don't know, this is based on a true story. Now, the difference.
That's right.
I mean, it's a variation of the story. 'Cause I didn't give my grandma a dairy explosion. She was on her way to a colonoscopy, and she didn't get it all out. You got to drink that stuff.
That's right.
And
And
so,
let's just say she got it all out.
and my parents lived near St. Agnes Hospital. That's where she was going. And so she refused for anyone to help her because she was an independent woman. And so she's on her walker. And she's like, oh dear, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. And we're like, you have to, Grandma, you have to. And she's like, I got it. I can do it on my own. She gets to the bathroom, and yeah, it did sound biblical. And she asked my mom where she got her bath mat because she was gonna replace it. She came out of the bathroom and she had the bath mat rolled up. She handed it to my mom, and she was like, I tried to clean up the best I could. And then my mom had to paint the bathroom twice. There was shit everywhere.
Here's the bat. Trust me, don't open it. Oh God. And of course, I wanted to. It was two choices: either go with your mom's poop in a bag story or go with grandma. And I figured we owe your mom a slight break, which as you can see in the rest of the story, didn't give her much. But that, ladies and gentlemen, may be the reason why we don't do this all the time, because it really is going to put a test to our friendship, and family and friends listen to this. But that is story time, ladies and gentlemen. That was so much fun, and we will definitely be doing this again, because I have not laughed that hard in quite some time. So let us know what you thought. Let us know if you have your own short stories that you want us to read. If they're funny, we'll read them. Shoot us an email. And also, if you have any questions, of course, for emails for the listeners, shoot us an email, fratchatpodcast@gmail.com. Oh, yeah. And I want you guys to go ahead and also give us a follow on all social channels at FratChat Podcast. That's on Instagram. That's on Facebook. That's on Threads. That's on YouTube. That's on Twitter/X. You can also give me a follow. Check out my website, carlosgarciacomedy.com. You can also check me out on the old social channels at Carlos Does the World, on Instagram, on Threads, on TikTok, on YouTube, Carlos Does World, Twitter/X. And you can follow my good buddy CMO here at chris.moore.comedy on Instagram and TikTok, and C More Comedy on Twitter/X. Oh, yeah. So, Mr. Mo, it's time for this holiday to go. So why don't you please get us out of here?
I motion to adjourn this meeting because I need to go repaint my bathroom. Grandma's in town.
Not again. All right, you guys, we'll be back next week with another edition of the greatest podcast in the history of podcasts and time. It's the FratChat Podcast. See ya.
Bye.